Time to make Chinese dumplings. Culture. This first picture is of my dad and his parents. They were originally from southern China and they immigrated to Hong Kong. And dim sum is a very big thing in southern China and also Hong Kong, where little dishes are served, one of which is jiaozi, or Chinese dumplings. My dad remarried a lady, my stepmom, named Amy, from Beijing, and she really loves to make dumplings and loves to cook as well. My dad was the cook in our family growing up, and so it's been really fun to be able to get back together every now and then and make dishes together. Our favorite thing to do as a family growing up was once a week we would go to a dim sum restaurant. It is brunch in Chinese culture, basically, where little dishes are served and you eat it family style. So these ladies come around with big carts and they push them around, and you're able to see just basically bamboo steamers, and in them are a bunch of little plates. So dim sum is dian xin, which is little hearts, is what it means in Chinese. And you share these dishes together and they are so yummy. They can be sweet, sour, salty, and it's a tradition in my family, and it is a family tradition for Chinese people as well. Oh my! Okay, little sir, we are going to make the dumpling dough. So first what we get is we get 3 cups, but 3 cups of wheat flour that we have in here. It's a high protein flour. If you can't get this from the Chinese market, then you can use bread flour. There's a Pillsbury brand one called bread flour. And the only difference is that it has a higher protein content, so it gives it more of a chewiness than regular flour. So make sure you use a wheat flour or a bread flour. So 3 cups of that in here, bud.
Okay. So 3 cups?
Nope, it's already measured out. Just pour it in.
Okay.
Awesome. Next thing is a half a teaspoon of salt. We already have it measured out. Go ahead and put it in. So we're going to mix that together. Go for it. Easy, easy. Now, go ahead and put in that water. This is 3/4 cup of room temperature water. This is where it became easier. Instead of the mixer, the little whisk, you just use your chopsticks and then it won't get caught in between everything. All right, we're about just a minute into kneading it, but you keep pressing on it with your weight. I usually just turn it about 90 degrees, fold it over, and then push it down again. So that's the dough ball that you're hoping for. Just looks like pizza dough. And then you cover it, and you're just gonna let it sit for 20 minutes. And then during that time, we can make the dumpling filling. Probably about 2 to 3 cups of finely shredded cabbage. Michael's gonna add the salt, which is just a teaspoon of salt. And then you just lightly combine it. What this is gonna do is bring out a lot of the moisture in that cabbage. We're gonna let it sit for 30 minutes and just let that salt bring out the water content in that cabbage. All right, dudes, so we got Lottie here now helping us, right girl? The dough has rested for 20 minutes. We lightly floured a surface, and then we're gonna put a little bit of flour on top. Can you spread that out, dude?
Can I have something?
Okay. In a second, K-Bear. All right, and then we're gonna use our rolling pin to start rolling it out. Right, so I grabbed 2 of the little portioned out pieces, put them into a ball, and then you roll it out like Micro's doing in each direction, and it comes out like this. So this is your dumpling wrapper. Doesn't have to be perfect, but as circular as you can make it would be nice. Make sure you very generously flour your surface. Once you get the little ball, what you want to do is just kind of press it down with your palm, and then it comes into a little circle, and from there, shake it like that, and just make it a bigger circle until you get the size of the wrapper that you want. You're getting them ready. Make a nice damp cloth and keep them in there so they don't get hard. Same thing for when you're rolling them out and you're waiting to be done. Put a damp cloth over them here. So I'm about to do that now, so they don't get hard and hard to roll out. So the cabbage has been sitting for about 30 minutes. It's got a lot of the water has come out, and so we're going to squeeze that out and then just combine it in here. So usually pork dumplings are pork, or dumplings are made out of pork, ground pork. It's always freshly ground over at the Chinese market, but you can always go and ask the butcher to grind it up for you. Pork shoulder is pretty nice because it has some nice fatty content in there. This gray stuff is, I added a little bit of shrimp in there, and so it was probably about like 8 to 10 medium-sized shrimp, and I chopped them up and put them in there. I just like the flavor of shrimp. So a total of about a pound of meat. In general, for the actual, it's 2.5 tablespoons soy sauce mixed with a tablespoon of rice wine, 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, and then 1 tablespoon the ginger, 1 tablespoon the corn flour, and then right here is just 3 tablespoons of green onions if you want. I'm just gonna add them in. Just take it and pour it all in. The cornstarch really just binds it together so that it stays like a meatball. Here's the fun stuff. It's all put together. And now you just mix it. You can mix it with something else, but traditionally you just use your hands and you get in there just like you would with meatballs, and you mix everything in. Once you've got things like pretty well incorporated, if you want to be old Chinese grandma style, the way that you can do it too is they'll get a big old mush and kind of, and that just throw it down, and that makes all the flavors kind of come together. If you go and okay, now it's time to do add the filling. So you get your little dumpling wrapper like this. I have a little mini ice cream scoop, and I fill about half of it, or 1 big heaping teaspoon of filling. Just right in there. So first I'm going to do it without the mold. You just drop it right in the middle like that. You get a little bit of water. You need a little to get a little bowl of, but you just put a little water all around the edges. Hold on, Lonnie. You need to get a bowl of water. Put a little bit of water all the way around the edges. And then when you close it, there's a couple of different ways you can close. So you can go like this. You make a little pleat. You go to the next part. Go, fold it. Make a little pleat. Same thing. Fold it. Pleat, fold it over. You do this all the way around, and so it comes out looking just like that. Alrighty friends, here is, yes, you're getting your little soy sauce dippers. Here's the end result. We turned off the steamer.
Here, Mom. Here's my...
Hold on, dear. And there they are. So good looking. I'm going to take them out. The kids actually want to eat them. That's the steaming method, and then I'm going to show you the way to pan fry them as well. You can also do a really easy way where you make them, and you get a big boiling pot of water, and you just dump them in, and you can boil them all at once, and it takes about 8 minutes. It's less likely that they'll stay really nice and together, and sometimes they fall apart with us. Well, what do you think, Duke?
Yummy. Oh, but can I just
Dip.
like
So shake them while you're cooking them. All right, friends, this is the goal of what you're trying to get on the bottom, a nice golden brown. All right, after 2 minutes of cooking them, I have flipped them 1 minute into it. You then very carefully put in water so it's going to steam. Cover it and turn down a tiny bit, and you're going to let them steam for 2 minutes to finish cooking. Okay, 2 minutes. Let me take this off. Nice sizzle. When you